Welcome to the first episode of my little personal tracker of the journey to final boss, which is every boss 100 kills and a total boss kill count of 5,000. Now I start this first episode already sitting at just over 3,000 boss kills. However, to truly encapsulate the spirit of final boss, I'm going to go through and grab 100 KC at each boss. I'll be including my fastest kill taken from the live stream event over at twitch.tv/RSCC interviews, and I'm going to discuss my experience with each boss, as well as looking at the loot from each boss's 100 kill count. First up, the giant mole. Once a cute little moley girl, now a carnivorous giant-toothed beast who is well known for frustrating higher level players with the twists and turns of her burrow. The giant mole came into being suspected to be the fault of the Falador gardener at an incident with some Malagenus Mortifer's Super Ultra Flora growth potion. Over the years since her release in 2006, she's seen some changes. In January 2014, she became the carnivorous beast we see on the PvM hub portal from her previous form, of, to be honest, quite a cute looking mole, apart from the claws. Her cavern was also shrunk in size by about half, and the entryway was changed. Previously, you need a light source and have to dig up molehills in the park, but nowadays it's a simple click and you're in the instance. She was also the first free-to-play boss, which was released 2016, the free-to-play edition, and then followed in 2017 by the Chaos Elemental. In terms of her boss fight design, your main aim is to chase her around a burrow and deal chunks of damage in each room, causing her to move on to the next one. Each room has a unique mechanic designed to help you learn the basics of combat in RS3. So you're introduced to the concept of stunning a boss, using freedom anticipate to dodge a stun, killing summon minions to help the fight, and dodging AoE attacks on the ground. After 100 kills, personally, I'd had enough of the burrow, but if it was my first experience bossing, then having these different phases, which are separately introduced, would be quite a nice way to learn combat. The layout of the burrow itself, definitely not designed to help people learn movement mechanics though. Surging in those tunnels is not an easy thing. There's no real clear option for it. I get that, it's a molehill, the tunnels aren't just going to be straight lines, but it still doesn't make it particularly fun to get around. However, one of the kills I did zoomed in and following the character, and when I did that, you kind of get a real feel for being in a molehill, sort of in the little tunnels, and it's a really nice sort of, an interesting way to do the fight. There is two positions that you can search for a wall, and that's both to the northeast and northwest corners. You just have to line up diagonally and you can get through it. I've included a couple of clips of this while I've been chatting. Now, 90% of the kills I did were completed on hard mode. Now, with max combat level and tier 90 weapons, I wasn't noticing a huge difference between hard mode and regular mode, and the fastest time actually came in hard mode. Pretty sure hard mode just does more damage. It's literally just a higher damage thing. There's no difference in actual HP or anything like that. But if you were low or mid combat level, I think hard mode's probably quite a nice little challenge. Like, once you've got used to regular mole, it'll be a nice little step up, seeing if you can survive. However, when you hit like tier 75 weapons, it's a little bit more of an inconvenience than a fun boss to kill. Part of this is down to the rewards, because they are quite limited. You've got the best drop you're looking at is probably about 200k, which, when you consider stuff like God Wars dungeons and even, barrows at the moment, if you get lucky and get the Amulet of the Forsaken, that's a 50 mil drop. But like God Wars, you're looking at sort of 5 mil possibly, that sort of thing. So it's quite a step down. The drops are different on free-to-play and pay-to-play worlds, but in the 100 kills I got, I earned pretty much around 5 million GP. And each kill was taking me towards the end close to 2 minutes. I'd say on average about 2:15. So that took, just under 4 hours? The 100 kills I would say is sort of around about what we're looking at. So 4 hours, 5 mil GP, 1.25 mil an hour. It's not exactly great. When I compared my drops to the wiki rates, I was, I think, slightly luckier than expected. It was very close. They are kind of quite well established, at least for hard mode anyway. For normal mode, I don't think they've got enough data for it. It seemed very, a little bit loose. And there was one little thing that I wanted to look at. Now, it's a very minor little statistical thing, and it's which corner would the mole go to first. So what I did, I went back through and watched the 4 hours of Twitch VODs, made a note of which corner she went to first, and her most visited place was the northwest, which I had named as Manchester during the streams. We had Manchester in the northwest, we had York in the northeast, we had Canterbury in the southeast, and then we had Exeter in the southwest. And her least favourite spot was actually Canterbury. She only went there 18 times out of the 100, so I reckon if you did enough kills, it would even out to literally completely random, because, you know, it's only 4 different. Although the southeast one is quite a bit of a variable. All in all, the time with Giant Mole was fun. Not incredible, but at a lower level, I think I'd appreciated it more, because if I hadn't have done these higher tier bosses already, and like was used to sort of more challenging mechanics and everything like that, I can definitely see the appeal. The drops, while not fantastic, do give a good mix of herbs, like they're useful for prayer and super attack pots. Uniques are alright, I suppose. You've got the Clinging Mole, which is kind of a little bit useless after the first one. You attach it to an anti-dragon shield to like charge it, and you use it for an achievement. I think it's the KVD has to burn away the entire Clinging Mole charge, and that's an achievement. The Numbing Root, however, was something I had never seen. So when I first got the drop it, I was like, what is this item? I've never seen this before. And it's actually used to clear damage over time abilities in PvM and PvP. There are certain bosses that you can't clear it. I think I saw Virago and Nex, possibly. You couldn't. So, but we may find that out in the future of this series. There is also the rare drop of the Ultra Growth Potion. A handy little potion, which actually skips 2 stages of growth in any wood or fruit trees. There are a couple of exceptions to that, like Spirit and Elder trees. I know you can't use them on. However, the Giant Mole is the only place the potion is dropped, or at least the one dose is dropped, and it fits very thematically, I think, with how the mole first came into being. I've enjoyed this first episode of my road to final boss. If there's any other statistics you want me to include in future vids, or any other feedback, let me know in the comments. Next on the list is the Barrow Brothers. Currently, I sit at 161 KC, and I only have 4 drops. I'm going to be a 1 in 17, so I'm a little bit behind the rate. And I'm hoping that the next 100 KC in the next video will fix the luck. Please. If you've enjoyed this video and want to see more, if you want to sub to the channel, that would be sweet. Every time I see the number go up, it's a nice warm feeling. On the channel, we don't just do these sort of PvM videos, but I do interviews with all sorts of content creators, so if this first video you've seen from the channel, make sure to go and have a look at them. We've got interviews with people like the RS guy, Resleek, the comic artist Dagner as well, another well-known one, various YouTubers, Dark World Order, Protox Gaming, and I also do a quiz show, which is once every 2 weeks, broadcast live on twitch.tv/RSCC interviews, where I pit 2 of the content creators I've interviewed up against each other in a random test of their knowledge of Gillinor. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.